Hello everyone, thank you all for coming. For those of you who don't know, my name is İlyaz. I am studying electrics and electronics engineering here at Metin Orta Cyprus campus. And today I am going to talk about the progress that I did for my final presentation. So I divide my presentation into 5 parts. And in the first part, I am going to talk about my topic and my subtopics. In the second part, I am going to talk about the reasons that why I chose this topic. In the third part, I am going to talk about the research that I did for this topic. In the fourth part, I will provide you images that I'm going to use in my presentation. In the last part, I will explain my future plans. So let us get started with the first part. And the topic is, for my presentation, space traveling is not possible in 21st century for 3 main reasons. The first reason is about spacecraft engines. The second reason is about the prices. And the third reason is about radiation. And the reason why I chose this topic is that I have always been fascinated by the idea that we are all surrounded by the emptiness and we live in an emptiness. Right now, even if we look up to the sky, we can clearly see that there are clouds, right? But the beyond of that is just an darkness and emptiness, and we don't know what is there. And this idea always fascinates me. And let us get through the research that I did. And the research that I did for the spacecraft engines is that right now, spacecraft engines do not have enough power to support the space traveling. And even if we can create that engines, they would be too heavy, so we will not be able to launch them from Earth to the space. And even if we're able to launch them to the space, it will burn too much fuel, and it will not be enough. And there will not be enough fuel for space traveling. And in this part, I'm going to provide you a visual and I'm going to give you an example about my presentation. About my first topic. And in the second part, which is the prices. Of course, everything comes with a price. And in this part, I'm going to talk about how much does sending necessary equipment to the space costs, and I will compare the prices between 2 companies. Right now there are 2 major companies that are fighting for sending equipment to the space, and I will also talk about the increased prices, and I will provide you with statistics and examples. And in the last major of my presentation is about radiation, and it is very important because right now it is the most important reason why space traveling is not possible. So the space radiation is not a well-known phenomenon, and we cannot overcome it by simply measures. And actually that's it. We don't have any idea what is space radiation is right now, and we need to do more research about it. And I will provide you by images and examples in this topic. And as for my images, as you can see from the screen, I'm going to use images for my first part, and from the image you can clearly see that it explains how it explains and compares the sizes of the rockets that are needed for space exploration. And in the second image, you can see that radiation sicknesses and how they affect on human body. And while we are ending my presentation, there's only one part left for us to talk, and it is about my future plans. And in the future, I'm going to talk about. I will provide a good teaser, and I will do a more research, especially about the prices, and I will improve my presentation skills. So here is the reference list. Is there any questions that you would like to ask to me? So that's it for me. Thank you all for listening to me, and take care.